Speaking of breakups, we finally got a little bit of insight on Ben
Uh,
Simmons' breakup with the Sixers. So Ben Simmons went on JJ Redick's podcast, which is called "The Old Man and the Three," which is an adorable title. Um, and
I wish
he,
wish I had more hands. I give that shit more than two thumbs down.
man, yeah, nice. We got this. I wanted to play this. This was Ben talking about how it all went down the day he got kicked out of Sixers practice, and then the subsequent suspension and everything that happened with the breakup with Philly. And this is Ben's side of the story.
So why did you?
Because I was trying to do the right thing, at least like do right by, whatever the fuck, the team, my teammates, whatever, whoever it is, but trying to do the right thing. And I just was not in that place to play. Like I wasn't, like I just couldn't do it. And getting kicked out of that practice that day, I actually spoke to Doc before practice. I was like, Doc, I'm not ready. And mentally, I'm not ready. Please just understand that. I tried to let him know prior. And he was like, well, I'm going to put you in anyway. I'm like, all right. Told me to get in. I was like, I looked at him like, it was like 1 minute into practice. Like, man, get in. I'm like, first of all, no one's doing that. You're doing this on purpose. And that's how I felt too. I was like, okay, so it seems like everyone's just trying to fuck with me now. Like I'm getting fined for like not lifting weights, but physically, I'm like one of the strongest guys on the fucking team. So I'm like, now they're finding me for little things. And it was just a buildup of, obviously I didn't handle things the right way, but also the team didn't either. And the people who had that power, but.
Anyway, so that's Ben's side of the story. Is that
for me, I wasn't there and I don't know, but from any time a player is not going to go on the court, he's going to either have one slide zone or he's going to have, something wrapped up or whatever. He's not going to be in gear to get out there. And for him to be not in gear, that lets me know that you ready, as a coach, you ready to participate. If you over there in slides or you standing by the trainer, you hadn't done anything to warm up, don't get out there. So it's I think sometimes as coaches, coaches ain't the brightest people in the world. And because there's a lot of times a coach will be coaching and you take a guy out and you forget he's sitting on the sideline because you get caught up in the moment. They get caught up in the moment sometimes. So, I think a lot of times as players, our emotions and our egos get caught up and we don't know how to communicate in those times to coaches and vice versa. So that's one of those situations where you're like, yo, coach, you forget, I ain't ready. You just don't run out there because the coach said go out there. You go over there, you walk over to the coach and you tell the trainer, have that trainer beside you, like, tell him, I ain't ready. You get there are walls that you can put up to keep you from having to go out there.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true. Ben Simmons, this whole saga with Ben Simmons was one of those things where I couldn't wait for it to end. Like we were talking about things and
it was endless. It was
right.
endless.
He wasn't saying anything and everybody was just speculation. And now it's to the point where, bro, just get back on the floor. Yeah. Just get back on the floor. Because at this point in time, I can't speak for everybody. I speak for myself. I don't care. Yeah. Like it ended. What happened in Philly is what happened. What didn't happen, didn't happen. Okay, now you're in Brooklyn. You still ain't played. Now I know they say he's had back issues, and that's fine. You can't tell somebody when they're having physical issues or even mental issues. But at this point in time, it's like the only way you can move on and start anew, get back on the floor with your new team.
Yep. Do what you need to do to make everybody forget all that you didn't do.
Yeah. I got two things with this. One, this wasn't a game. To quote the immortal Allen Iverson, I'm talking about practice.
Yeah.
Doc wanted you to get on the floor during practice. Get out and run a few drills. He wasn't going, get in a game, make a difference, hit a big shot. No. It's practice. Go practice. And the other thing is Doc's a very old school coach. Mm-hmm. He's an old school player. He's an old school coach. What is an old school guy's mentality? Oh, little snowflake doesn't want to play. Tough shit. Get out there and do it. I mean, how many times have my dad kicked me out into a game? It's like, Dad, I'm tired. Oh, yeah, good for you. Bam, get out there and play. Like, I mean, it just comes, that's that older school mentality. And it's like, I feel like Ben took that like, well, this is an attack and an affront. And it's like, no, Doc's an old school guy. If you don't think you're ready, the best way to find out is to kick you out into the water and see if you can swim. Let's go.